Ningen Fushin episode 5. And I'm going to do an episode review of this episode, even though in my last episode review I said I wasn't sure if I was going to review the upcoming episodes, but I mean, this episode was interesting enough to make a review. Like I said, a lot of interesting things happen, a lot of cool interactions, and a lot of action also. So, yeah, I think there are a couple of things I can speak about. And to be honest, this episode didn't have a single thematic. Generally, an episode has something that it does or it wants to do. For example, an episode can focus around the backstory of a character, or maybe progressing the story in a single direction, or doing something specific that everyone notices. But this episode, there are a couple of things, and at the same time, it is really, I guess you can say, weird and undefined what exactly it is about because, like I said in the start, a lot of things happen. So, for example, in this episode, we get more backstory from all the characters, especially Tiana. We get backstory from her, which we learned that she had a teacher when she was in the academy. And you know how I always try to do speculation, predictions of new introduced characters, if they're bad, if they're evil, of their personality, and things like that. Well, for this character, I'm not even going to do it because I mean, it is pretty obvious, it is pretty clear the character that he is. He is clearly a bad character, a very shady character. I mean, I don't think anybody came out of this episode when watching him thinking that he was actually a good guy, that he was actually genuine, just a little bit weird and just that. No, I don't think that is what everyone was thinking. I think what everyone was thinking was, like I said, that he's a shady, a bad character, and that he's potentially going to be reintroduced again in the future, maybe in an arc or mini arc dedicated solely to Diana. Maybe she's going to meet him again or something like that, or he's going to be a big villain. I mean, like I said, I'm not even going to speculate or do things like that because it is clear that he's actually a bad character, that he's, well, a little bit crazy to say the least. And yeah, we see that Tiana is not fully aware that the teacher she praises so much is actually, well, weird. I guess you can say in a weird way she recognizes that he's weird, but at the same time she's trying to deny that he's that. I don't think she knows that he's evil. I think she knows that he's a little bit weird, but like I said, she doesn't truly want to accept it. She's putting up a barrier because there were moments here and there where she almost arrived at the correct assessment that he's actually a weird character and potentially even more. So yeah, definitely interesting. And apparently he was denied the rank of sage because of the scandal Tiana suffered, which by the way, I don't know why that scandal is being pinned down or is being blamed on Tiana when she was the one that was cheated on. I even talked in the first episode how she was basically pushed away from her family because of that, because she was supposed to marry Alex, and because of this scandal, I guess you can say she brought up a bad name for the family. But like I said already, she was the one that was cheated on, and even the accusations that Alex made to her in the first episode were really not that serious, were not actually even true. I think he said in the first episode that she was basically making him feel inferior, which again it is not even true because it is not like she's doing it on purpose or she's even doing it at all. It is just that she's a little bit more rich, she's more powerful, and because of that maybe he felt inferior. But yeah, because of that scandal, the teacher didn't get to the rank of sage. And to be honest, I don't think it was the scandal itself that made him hate humanity. Maybe it made him hate Diana, but not necessarily humanity. I think that is something that comes from even before he met Tiana. But yeah, we see how all the main protagonists, Nick, Sam, Kuran, Tiana, are basically questioning themselves if the other members are also wanting to go back to a time where they still hadn't been betrayed. And yeah, I don't know if that is hinting at maybe the possibility that later on they will come to the realization that no, having that mentality of wanting to go back to a time where there was peace or apparent peace is actually not the right mentality to have, because right now that they are in a party, that they are enjoying themselves, that they have people that they trust that suffer the same things as they did, well, it's the right thing to do, it's the right thing to think that right now they are actually better than they were before. I think that is what that scene is hinted at, that maybe later on in the future they will come to that realization. So yeah. And later on in the episode, we get to see again the ex-girlfriend of Nick, Claudine, which we found out in this episode that she's even worse than we think she was. I mean, we already knew that she was a bad character, that she was actually not good. But I mean, the thing we saw in this episode made her even, I guess you can say, more evil because she's this person that is scamming basically everyone that she comes across. She was about to scam another person in this episode, but Nick was there to prevent it. And to be honest, I was surprised by that because I thought Nick was going to be traumatized by that. I thought he was not going to get close to Claudine, not even talk to her or look at her or straight up walk out of the restaurant. But no, I mean, he actually went there. He acted really, really cool, to be honest. And yeah, he basically saved the guy that was about to get scammed. So yeah, that actually surprised me because I wasn't actually expecting that to happen. I was expecting actually the opposite to happen, for him to be traumatized, to him to walk out of there or something like that. And yeah, later on we see how she brings a member of her party to basically confront Nick. And we find out that this guy, Leon, I think it was his name, doesn't actually want to fight Nick because he agrees in a way with the mentality of Nick, or at least he thinks he agrees with the mentality of Nick, because we know that Nick doesn't think like that. Yeah, he thought that Nick thought the same thing as he did, and because of that he got basically punched. And now they are apparently going to have an arithmetic battle. That sounds really weird. I wonder what that is all about. I mean, I assume it's about mathematics, but I mean, yeah, it does sound really weird, to be honest. I'm still going to say what I said in the last episode, which is that if there is an episode that is not worth talking about, well, I'm not going to be doing a review. Just a heads up in case you don't see a review of an upcoming episode. But yeah, I think that is everything that I wanted to say about the episode. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.